This time, as I look, I'm decreasing. So my increasing is going to be none. I'm decreasing from negative infinity to positive infinity. My horizontal asymptote is at y equals 1, and my vertical is none. Hopefully by now that you guys have realized for exponential, we will always have a horizontal, and you will never have a vertical. My end behavior, as x approaches negative infinity, as I go left, my y's are approaching 1. They're getting closer and closer to 1. As x approaches positive infinity, as I go right, f of x or y is going down, so it approaches negative infinity. To solve an exponential equation, we're going to change it into the same base, so the bases have to match. Then we're going to set the exponents equal to each other or drop the bases. Remember, a negative exponent reciprocates or flips the base. Be sure to check your answer. You cannot have a negative base. So when I look here, I see 3 to the power of x equals 9. They need to have the same basis. So I look at my smaller number, 3. And I ask myself, can I rewrite 9 as 3 to a power? I can. I can say 9 is 3 squared. So I'm not changing anything. I'm just changing how it looks. I know 3 squared is 9. So I'm substituting that in for that. It's coming less simplified so I can solve. My bases match, so I drop them. So I'm just going to say x equals 2. And then I'm going to check. 3 squared is 9. We're good. That's my answer. For number 9, I have 3 to the power of 2x minus 1 equals 27. So again, I look at my smaller number and I ask myself, can I rewrite 27 as 3 to a power? I can. So I'm going to rewrite it as 3 to the power of 2x minus 1 equals, I know it's 3 cubed. 3 cubed is 27. Bases match, so I drop them. 2x minus 1 equals 3, and then I solve. I'm going to add 1 to both sides. 2x equals 4. Divide by 2. X equals 2. And then I'm just going to plug it in to solve, to check. 2 times 2 is 4, minus 1 is 3. 3 cubed is 27. So we're good. For 10, it says 25 to the power of x equals 125. So I asked myself, is there some way I can rewrite 125 as 25 to a power? There isn't. So then I asked myself, is there a way I can rewrite 25 as something to a power? I can do that 5 squared. So I can say 5 squared to the power of x equals, I'm like, oh, 125 is 5 cubed. A power to a power, I multiply them. So I really have 5 to the power of 2x equals 5 cubed. Bases match, so I drop them. So I'm going to say 2x equals 3, divide by 2. So x equals 3 halves. And I would just chuck this into Desmos, actually. I would take the 3 halves and put it where x is and make sure 25 to the 3 halves power, is that really 125? When I check down Desmos, it does check out. So that is my answer. When I look at 11, it says 4 to the power of x squared plus 2x equals 1/4. So even though this is my smaller one, it's a fraction, and fractions usually aren't our friends. To reciprocate them, we can raise them to a power, to a negative power. So we can say 4x squared plus 2x equals 4 to the power of negative 1. That's the same thing. That would make it reciprocate. Bases match, so I drop them. X squared plus 2x equals negative 1. I have an x squared that won't go away, so I'm going to move the negative 1 over. Get everything on one side. This is a quadratic, so I could do the quadratic formula. I could try graphing. I could try completing the square, or I could try and factor it. This one factors nicely, so I'm going to solve it by factoring. That's my favorite thing to do personally, if I can. So I know it's going to be x plus 1, x plus 1. So I'm going to say x plus 1 equals 0, so x is negative 1. They're exactly the same, so I don't necessarily have to write them twice. Just going to check it real quick. It does check out, so we are good.